What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to talk NFL preseason. We got the Hall of Fame game going tonight. I just got to start today's video off by saying very bluntly, I am taking a wild guess. And anybody on the internet, any of you guys watching, anybody on planet Earth that's going to watch this game and maybe make a wager here, look, we're just guessing, man. We're just guessing. There's betting on sports, already unpredictable to a degree. Then there's betting on the NFL preseason, can be tricky at times. And then there's betting on the Hall of Fame game. So before we even get into the bets today, before we even take a look at this game and discuss a couple things that I do think make some sense, just understand, man, be responsible with something like this. It's amazing that we have made it back to football season, and I'm definitely excited. We're going to be covering every game this year, just like all these years here on my channel. Definitely hit the subscribe button, guys. Drop a like on today's video as well. I would appreciate that. But, man, just go easy today. Go easy today, guys. If you want to hop on my premium text list, you can see my website there on the bottom of the screen if that's of interest to you guys. But let me bring up DraftKings. They're one of the platforms. Not all the sports books are offering like all sorts of specials and props and things like that. You know, a lot of books just kind of have the spread and the total out there, and that's it. So here's DraftKings. Let's check out the game. Let's start with the spread. Spread of 1.5 points. I mean, look, I think you just go with, if you like, first and foremost, if you like the Chargers, take the 1.5. If you like the Lions, just go with the money line. The total sitting at 32.5, low total. 1.5 is a big deal on the spread if we're talking underdog versus favorite. So right off the bat, regardless of what, you know, Dan's rant says on the internet today, if your gut feeling says Chargers and you want to bet them, please, I'm begging you guys, make sure you take that 1.5. Don't go with the money line. And if you guys do want to bet on the Lions in this game, you know, please just go with the money line. I swear to God, I could save you here. So let's just start with the side and the total. Let's start with the total. Look, 32.5. I just reloaded the odds. I guess that must have just changed. I thought it was 33.5 across the board. Let's talk key numbers betting on football. 37, 41, 34, 33. 32.5 is below a lot of key numbers. 23-10 is 33 points. 16-17, 33 points. So the fact that it's under 33 now, under those key numbers of both 33 and 34, and even 37 is another big one. Big. Actually, 37 is a big one. The fact that it's under the key numbers, I got to lean over the total. I think these are coaches that are going to want to see some offense. I think the weather's going to be fine for scoring. I think we have some capable quarterbacks in the mix in this game. So I would go over the total of 32.5 in this game. In terms of betting aside, I kind of lean the Chargers a little bit based on like who's going to be playing most of the game. But I think the end of the game could get ugly based on depth charts of the QB position. Looks like possibly DJU, that old Clemson quarterback, Oregon State, Florida State. Yeah, looks like he might be in the later part of this game for the Chargers. So if it's close, I could see the Lions stealing this game. I'm going to lean Detroit, man. Head coach, culture. Just kind of the way they ended last season. I think they want to kind of get off on a good foot here. I think Harbaugh is just a little bit too old school here. They're both old school coaches, but I think the Lions are going to want this just a little bit more. I think the Lions in the regular season really leaning on play action and that two-headed monster at running back. I think in the preseason they might be throwing more. So I got a little bit more faith in their offense in the later part of the game. I think the Lions could steal this thing late. I'm going to look towards Detroit on the money line. I'm going to look towards the over 32.5 in terms of some of these specials. I mean, hey, man, it's ridiculous. But if you want to bet some juicy props, I mean, nothing's going to be plus 100. But if you want to throw out some larger wagers on some juicy props, the Lions to rush for 100 yards in the entire game, I love it. It's minus 200. Sure, it's juicy. But you could put 2 units on that and profit a unit. I like that. I think that makes a lot of sense. What else we got down here? Chargers, 1+ rushing touchdown. Don't really love that. You know, who knows how many touchdowns, or if anybody gets a touchdown, is it for sure going to be on the ground? Probably not. So not sure about that one. Any other things in terms of receiving yards? We got the Chargers to get 200 team receiving yards. That's a little bit steep. I can't get there with that one. Lions. Yeah, I'm just kind of reading through these guys, just some of these special bets that are offered. We do have some margin plays available here on DraftKings. The Lions to win by between 1 and 6 points at plus 380. There you go. Maybe you don't go with the Lions on the money line. You go with the Lions to win by between 1 and 6. Lions to win a close game. The total's 32.5. It should be a close game regardless. Should be somewhat competitive between who's going to be on the field, the fact that it's the first game of the year, and just kind of the head coach and the team culture on both sides. Should be competitive. So, you know what? I don't think it's crazy that whoever's going to win this game is going to win by less than a touchdown. So you could bet both sides if you really wanted to. You could take both of those margin plays, either team to win by between 1 and 6. Then you get to watch the whole entire game and just hope that it's close. Maybe somebody goes for an extra point at the end of the game or something just for practice. Or, goes for a 2-point conversion just to kind of have some fun with it. And they don't get it. They only win by 6. We could see a scenario like that. So I do like the Lions by 1 to 6 points here. This margin wager at almost a 4-1 price, I think is a solid price there. So I think I'm just going to leave it at that, guys. Again, like I said at the start of the video, it's a wild guess, man. Yeah, I looked at the depth charts. I know who's going to be out there. Looks like Trey Lance for a majority of the Chargers. That's good. The guy coming in behind him, that's not so good. The Lions overall, kind of bland. The head coaching, these coaches, although they're, they like to get after it and they like to win and they like to instill a certain culture in their teams. If you look at their actual resume in the preseason, it's really not that impressive. So not a whole lot to go off here. Everybody's going to be betting on this game. I like the Lions to win a close game. I like over 32.5. And maybe you just put out one of those juicy rushing props, a team just simply to get 100 yards on the ground, minus 200, minus 220, anywhere in there. Sure, it's juicy. Risk more money. Risk more money if you want to win a little bit less. If you're looking for something that realistically has a high chance of hitting 100 yards on the ground for a whole game, should be able to get there, especially with some backs in the rotation. So that's the way I look in this one, guys. We're going to be covering every game this year, college and pro. So it's fun to be back in football. Just tread lightly here. Have fun with it. Maybe live bet it. As soon as a team goes up by a touchdown, maybe you just bet the other side and you take the points. If we get some scoring early in this game, we have some fireworks early, special teams, turnovers, stuff like that. Maybe live bet the under if it goes above those key numbers. I think that's also a really good point to make. You can just sit on the sidelines. And I don't even know if the sports books are going to offer live betting in this game. But if we get some early fireworks, if the first half looks pretty productive, and then you can take a live bet under like a 37.5, sure. Then you're above those key numbers of 33, 34, and 37. So maybe consider a live under if we get some scoring ahead of schedule. Maybe consider some of the juicier props. Maybe consider a margin wager on the Lions, and maybe just consider the over. I'll leave you guys with that. I'll see you in the next video.